All right, today we are on page 411. That's lesson 7.3. So find page 411, 7.3, hit play when you're ready. All right, so we've been working on comparing numbers, okay? Talking about if things are greater or less than, okay? So remember, the alligator is always going to eat the bigger number, okay? Think about it like the hungry, hungry alligator or hungry, hungry hippo. They're always going to eat the bigger number. They turn their back on the smaller number, okay? We know what our equal sign means because we've seen our equal sign before. Equal means the same. So today we're going to be comparing numbers. So I just want you to watch here because I'm going to use some base 10 blocks. Okay, I'm going to put our tens and ones, and we're going to do a little comparison. All right, we have the number 36. Okay, so each time, here's 36. 3 tens, okay, and 6 ones. Okay. So just as a reminder, when we're comparing a number, when we're looking at a number to see if it's greater or less than, we always start with our tens first, okay? If the tens are the same, we move on to our ones and we compare our ones, but we always start with our tens first. So right here, they have a blank, and then look what way the alligator is eating. The alligator is eating the number 36, okay? 36. So if the alligator is eating 36, that tells us 36 is the biggest number, okay? Because it's only going to eat the big number. So we need to find a number that is smaller than 36, because if the alligator is eating 36, that means this is the biggest. This needs to be smaller. So how can we find a number that is smaller than 36? Well, just like we always do when we think of a number, we start with the tens first. Could we change the tens? If we want it to be less, am I going to add a 10 or do I take a 10 away to make it less? Yeah, I would take one away, okay? So I could either take one away from the tens or I could take some of the ones away, couldn't I? Right? So if the number's less, right, it means we are getting rid of some. So I'm going to just take one of the tens away because that's the easiest way to start. What number do I have now? Instead of 36, I have 2 tens and 6 ones. My ones stayed the same. So let's make that number. So 2 tens, 6 ones. The number 26. 26 is less than 36. All right, so let's go back here. This is what we had, 36. All right, look at this sign. Equal. Equal means the same. So what number is the same as 36? 36, right? I can't take anything away. If I take something away, it's not the same anymore. The same means this side and this side have the same number. Okay, so 36 is the same as 36. Right, look at this one. Here again, we have 36. Here's my 36. Look what way the alligator is eating. The alligator isn't eating the 36, is it? It's eating this way. So this number needs to be greater or bigger. So how do we make this bigger? Do we make it bigger by taking something away? Or do we make it bigger by adding something? How do we make things bigger? We add to it. So I could add either a 10 or I could add to the ones. So why don't I add to the ones this time and I'll add, I'll add 3 more. So here's my 3 more. Okay, so now what number do we have? 1, 2, 3, 3 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 ones. So I made the number 39. 39 is bigger or greater than 36. Right? I made it bigger by adding two ones to it. I could add tens, right? If I wanted to, right? Like take those three off I added, right? Now we have 46. 46 is definitely bigger than 36. Okay, so when we want to make something bigger, we need to either add some tens or some ones. We get more. To make something smaller, we take away. All right, let's turn the page. Again, you didn't need to write anything. I just wanted you to see. Right, on the next page, we have 21 and 24. 21 is less than 24. Okay, and so look, they put it in. The alligator's eating the bigger number. Here they drew it out. 2 tens, 1 1. 2 tens, 4 ones. 21 is less than 24. Okay, 24 is equal to 24. Now look at this. Just like when we looked at our base 10 blocks, when we see that there's a lot of ones, we need to look and see, hey, is there a group of 10? And in this case, yes, look at that. That's a group of 10. So we have 1 10, 2 tens, and 4 ones. Even though the picture's different, it equals the same amount. This side equals 24. This side equals 24. 24 and 24 the same. So don't get tricked when you see a picture that might have a lot of ones. You have to look closely, right? Circle our group of 10. Then on this side, we have 30 is greater than 24. There's 30, there's 24, right? And when we read it, we go across. 30 is greater than 24. We always start, right? We read it just like we would read a book. We go across, okay? Go across. Draw to show each number. Write your symbol. So less than, we have our less than sign, our greater than sign, our equal to. So let's complete each sentence. So we have to do a couple things. We need to draw a picture to match our base 10 blocks, right? To match our number. And then we need to write, we need to put our sign in the middle. And then we're going to be using these words, is less than, is equal to, or is greater than. Okay, they don't give us much room. So if we need to use the top part and the bottom part of the line, we can do that. Okay, but we got to work on starting to write small. Okay, that's a first grade skill, writing small. All right, 28. Well, let's look. If you need your TO chart to help you figure out your tens and ones, you can. So we have 2 tens. How many ones? 8 ones. Okay, look at this. 35, right? TO chart. How many tens? How many ones? 3 tens. How many ones? 5. Okay, so we drew our picture. Now they want us to compare. Well, let's look at our tens place first. What one is bigger, 2 tens or 3 tens? 3 is bigger, right? This one's bigger, so we're going to eat this way. Now, some of you have trouble drawing your alligator. One of the things you can do is you put 2 dots, top and bottom, and then 1 out here on the side, and you can just connect up, okay? Sometimes that helps. So now we need to write this in. 28 is blank, then 35. Well, is 28 greater than or is 28 less than? 28 is less than. So we're going to use those words, is less than. Do you see them up here? So if you want to pause to write that in, you can. Okay. If you need to pause, if you're still writing, you can. But I'm going to move on, okay? Because I know it takes you a little longer to write. If you need to go down here and write a little bit down here, you can. But we want to work on starting to write smaller. All right, look at number 2. We're going to draw that out. 16 1, 110, 6 ones. Again, you can make that TO chart if you need to. Okay, and then 16 again. 110, 6 ones. Hey, what do you notice about these numbers? 16 and 16. They are, the same. They're equal. So we put our equal sign in there. 110 and 110, same. 6 ones and 6 ones, same. So because they're the same, they're equal. So what can we say? What do we say about these? 16 is what? Is equal to 16. So we're going to use those words. Is equal to. If you need to pause to write this in, because I know I write a lot faster. All right. So I want you to try this one down here. 46, 31. Write your tens and ones, your tens and ones. Okay, put your sign in and then decide as you read across. 46 is blank, then 31. Is it less than, equal to, or greater than? Okay, so you're going to do this whole problem. Hit play when you're ready to check. Okay. If you're hitting play, that means you solved it and you're ready to check your work. Great. So 46 and 31. Okay, so you should have drawn your picture out. If you don't have a picture, then you need to pause and put your picture in. Okay, because even though you might know the answer without drawing it out, this is part of the problem, okay? It's to check to make sure that you can still make your base 10 blocks. 31. There's 30. There's 1. Okay, so your picture should look like this. 4 tens and 6 ones. 3 tens, 1 1. Okay, again, picture is important. You need to have it so that you're practicing. Okay, which one is bigger? 4 tens or 3 tens? 4 tens is bigger. So my alligator, and if you're not sure how to make that alligator, 2 dots on top of each other, 1 on the back side, and you can connect. Okay? Okay, what would you say about this? 46 is blank, then 31. You should have written is greater than, because 46 is greater than 31. All right, boys and girls, I would like you to try number 4. Okay, look carefully at each number. Draw it first, sign, and then your words. 51 is blank, then 52. Pause, hit play when you're ready. All right, if you're hitting play, that means you are ready to check your work. Let me put this up a little. Okay, 51 and 52. You should have drawn that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tens, 1 1. 52. 5 tens, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 ones. Okay, 5 tens. All right, now we compare. Hey, 5 tens and 5 tens. That's the same. Now we look at our ones. 1 1. 2 ones. What one's bigger, 1 or the 2? 2 is bigger. So the alligator eats 52. All right, so how do we write down here? 51. Is 51 less than 52 or 51 greater than 52? 51 was less than. So 51 is less than. Okay, make sure you've got that in there. Is less than 52. All right. Look across the page. If you need to pause anytime to fix something, you can. It says draw a quick picture if you need to. So this time you don't have to draw a picture. You only need it only if you need to. If you need to see that picture to solve, you can. If you don't need to see it, you don't have to draw it. All right, so we have 45, 4 tens, 5 ones, and 42, 4 tens, 2 ones. Which one does the alligator eat? Well, 4 tens and 4 tens is the same. You have a 5 and a 2 now. We have to look at the ones. Well, 5 is bigger than 2, so the alligator eats 45. So 45 is greater than 42. Okay, look at this one. 38 and 50. Well, let's look. 3 tens and 5 tens. Which one's bigger? 5 tens. So the alligator eats 50 because 50 is bigger. So we would read this. 38 is less than 50. So my first graders, the important part of this is we also want to still read this across, even though we don't have to write the words now, because that's going to show up later. Okay, you have to be able to read it across. Okay, so like this one, 45 is greater than 42. Right, and look, this one's a smaller number, so 38 is less than 50. All right, I want you to look at these. There is no picture, so you're going to have to compare. Look at your tens first, okay? Then look at your ones. So we'll do this one first. 9 tens, 9 tens. That's the same, right? 0 ones, 3 ones. Oh, 0 and 3. Which one's bigger? 3. So the alligator's going to eat this one. Then we can read it across. 90 is less than 93, right? Because this one's a smaller number. So we say is less than 93. All right, I want you to try number 8 and number 9. Put your alligator in. See if you can read it out loud. All right. 87. 87. 87 and 87. They are equal. Right? When you looked at these, they're the same number, so they're equal. So 87 is equal to 87. Right, 64 and 59. You should have had the alligator eating 64, as 6 tens is bigger than 5 tens. Then you read it this way, right? This is the bigger number, so 64 is greater than 59. All right. Let's take a look at math on the spot. Gil and Rob win tokens in a game. Gil has 86 tokens. Rob has 61 tokens. 70 tokens are needed for a prize. Who has enough tokens for a prize? All right, so in other words, my first graders, okay, you need 70 tokens to win a prize, okay? In order to win, you need 70. So we need to see who has enough, who has 70 or more. So if Gil has 86, is 86 more than 70? So let's look. 8 tens, 7 tens. Is 8 bigger? Yes, 86 is bigger than 70. So Gil right here, he definitely can win a prize, right? Because his 86 is bigger than 70. Let's check out Rob. Rob has 61. Is 61 bigger than 70? Is 6 bigger than 7? It isn't, so Rob does not have enough. So we would say Gil has enough. So it says, who has enough tokens for the prize? Write the number. So Gil has 86. So they're asking us to write 86 down because 86 is the bigger number. All right, and you can watch this. It says, write numbers to solve. So here we have blanks where we have to come up with a number that is either the same, greater than, or less than. So look at 96. 96 is equal to. Ooh, equal to means the same. So if it needs to be the same, we need to write 96 in again. Now look at this one, 53. And then we have this, 53. Look at which way the alligator's eating. Alligator's eating 53. So 53 is greater than. So we need a number that is smaller, right? Turns its back. So if this is the big number, this has to be the small number. So the way that we can do that, we can take away some of the tens. So instead of having 5 tens, what's a number smaller than 5? Yeah, 4 or 3 or 2. So why don't we go with 2 because that's a lot smaller, right? And then it doesn't matter how many ones if we change the 10. Could we leave the 3? We could. So 53 is greater than 23. Right, look at this one, 83. Look, oh, it's turning its back on 83. So 83 is the small one. Alligator's eating this, so it has to be bigger. So we need to come up with a number that is bigger than 83. Well, we could add more ones if we want, or we could add more tens. I'm a big fan of adding more tens. So what's if we add another 10 to this? Instead of 8 tens, we would have 9 tens, and we can leave the ones alone. So 8 tens is smaller than 9 tens. So 83 is less than 93. So see how each time I'm just changing around if I need to, as long as it's not equal, I'm changing around the number of tens. You could also change the ones if you want and leave the tens alone. It's up to you. I'd like you to try 14, 15, and 16. Hit play when you're ready. All right. So we had 40. Oh, look, it's turning its back. 40 is less than this number. So your number that you should have put in here should be a smaller number. Now, boys and girls, there are lots of options. So you're going to need to have a grown-up check your work on this one because I'm going to put stuff in, but it might be different from what you have. So I'm going to just change the tens around. Instead of 4 tens, I need to make it bigger, right? Because this one's bigger. So I might maybe put 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or even 9 in my tens place. So I'm going to just put 5 because that's one more bigger. And I can leave the 0. 40 is less than 50. So again, have a grown-up check yours because yours might be different than mine. 71. Oh, the alligator's eating this way, so it's greater than. 71 is greater than, and then you have to think of a number that is smaller. So we can change around our tens. There's 7 tens. What's a number that's smaller than 7? We took 1 away. I could even make it 6, right? Or 2, something small. And I can leave the ones alone if I want to. 71 is greater than 61. Have a grown-up check yours because there's lots of different answers. Now this one will be the same as mine because 29 equals 29. That equal sign means it needs to be the same. So 29 is your only choice. Okay, have a grown-up check yours to see if you were correct. All right, and we are actually going to stop there today. You're going to work on your personal math trainer.